Hello and welcome to this hour long rocket yoga practice. Our practice this morning is going to be quite dynamic. We're going to be playing around with perhaps some more advanced yoga postures. So please try and listen to your body as much as you can. It's always very tempting to throw yourself around the mat with momentum, but if possible, try and keep it controlled and slow-ish so that you can really use your muscles to support you rather than just kind of floating about. We're going to start in a seated position, so making your way there, getting yourself nice and comfortable. Remember, you can sit yourself on a cushion or flat to the floor if that feels fine for you. And once you arrive there, just let the hands rest down onto the thighs or the knees. And just check in, notice what you're feeling and perhaps also what you want to take away from this practice today. So if you're feeling a little bit high energy, maybe a little bit wired, or you've had quite a chaotic day so far, needing some grounding from this practice, then have the palms facing down onto your thighs. But if you're wanting to draw in the energy from this practice, then please feel free to have your palms facing upwards in a more receptive stance. Have a moment to allow your eyes to gently close. Take a nice big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Good, twice more like that. Big breath in. Exhale, let it all the way out. One final time, this time inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears, scrunch them up as much as you can. Exhale, drop them away. Let go of the breath, well done. Coming into your natural breath now. And just starting to notice what you're working with today. So beginning to tune into what's going on within your body. Is there any tightness or tension? Are you generally feeling quite well and open in a physical sense? Perhaps making a mental note of any spaces that are feeling a little bit niggly today. Once you've scanned through your physical body, just starting to draw your awareness to your energetic body. Begin to tune into your mood. Notice your energy levels. And also become aware if you naturally attach labels to what you're experiencing, what you're feeling. So just letting go of that sense of a particular feeling in the body being positive or negative. Just observe it for what it is, sensation or emotion. So with all of this in our mind, let's begin to clear the mind now, focusing solely on the breath. Begin to lengthen your inhalations. Extend out your exhalations. With each inhale, feel as though you're trying to almost inflate the torso all the way from the belly up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, you're actively trying to draw every last drop of air out from the lungs, so feeling everything retract, draw belly button back to spine. Large, deep inhales filling up through the body. Exhales, letting go. And at the same time, softening the outer shell of the body, the jaw, the shoulders. maybe the muscles of the face. And just begin to arrive in the here and now, in each breath, in each moment. And we're going to begin our practice this morning with a simple pranayama, coming through alternate nostril breathing today. So I'd like you to take Chin Mudra in the left hand, so just simply bringing the thumb and index finger together with the back of the hand resting on the knee. And then with the right hand, you have two options. You can either take the index finger and middle finger to rest on the third eye, or you can tuck them into the center of the palm to leave the thumb and the pinky finger and the fourth finger, the ring finger, free as well. So just taking your thumb to cover up your right nostril. Take a really nice big breath in through the left. As you get to the top, close the left, exhale through your right. Inhale through your right until you're at full capacity. Close off the right and exhale through your left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right until you're completely empty. Inhale right. Close the right, exhale left. Two more rounds to each side. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Final round. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. So from there, just allowing the backs of the hands to rest down onto the thighs. Tuck chin to chest, keep the eyes closed, breathing in and out deeply through both nostrils. If you're somebody who works with the Ujjayi breath, then starting to restrict the back of your throat now. If not, just taking normal deep belly breaths, deep yogic breaths. Notice how you feel. Maybe slightly quieter of mind. Notice if one side of the body was perhaps a little bit more energetically blocked than the other. If we're breathing predominantly through the right, it means perhaps we're slightly more high energy. And if we're breathing more predominantly through the left, it can mean that we're slightly more lethargic and low energy. Good. And when you're ready, gently starting to flicker open your eyes. Okay, we're going to begin our practice today with some rounds of cat-cow. So if you're sat on anything, just move it over to the side and start to make your way onto your all fours when you're ready. Shoulders stack over top of wrists, knees are underneath your hips. And we'll begin to flow through. So as you inhale, let your belly drop down, looking forwards, lifting up through the bottom. And then exhale, press the mat away and arch between your shoulder blades. Let the head drop down. Big breath in, drop the belly, shoulder blades drawing back and together, lift the gaze. Exhale, press the mat away and arch through the back space. Now moving in time with your personal breath. So keep the breath going, close the eyes and just move in time with your personal rhythm. Just start to check into the body again. Maybe as you move, you're starting to notice other little spaces that are holding a little bit of tightness or tension. And if it feels good to start to freestyle the movement here a little bit, then feel free to do that. So you might be rolling through the torso. You might be taking a little wiggle through the hips and the shoulders, or maybe even rocking yourself backwards and forwards. So just expressing yourself however feels best for you. Give yourself this opportunity, this time today to open up through the body. And at the same time, breathe nice and deeply. Let's take 2 more rounds of nice deep belly breaths. So after that last exhale, come back to your neutral spine, midway between cat and cow. We're going to move through a little bit of a wrist warm up this morning. So let's just begin by turning our fingertips so that they point toward the outer edges of our mat, and take a very gentle rock from left to right. So remember here, there should be no pain in the inner edges of the wrists. You can feel a nice stretch, but make sure that it's not painful. Spread the palms wide. Ensure as you rock from left to right that you're not lifting the heel of the hand away from the floor, so the hand remains planted down. Maybe just a slight softness in the elbow so that we're not overlocking into the joint. And perhaps even moving with the breath. Inhaling one way, exhaling the opposite way. Well done. Okay, let's continue to spiral the hands around so the fingertips begin to point back toward the knees. Now remember, if you don't have that mobility to get the hands facing straight back, you can have them slightly further out to the side if that works better for you. And we're just going to take those rocks backwards and forwards now. So really nice and gently, and try not to hyperextend into the elbows. Keeping the palms of the hands completely fixated to the floor. Try not to allow the heels of the hands to lift up. Well done. On your next exhalation, sit your bottom as far back toward the heels as you can. Keep your hands in this position and just start to feel into the stretch through your forearms, through your wrists. Again, make sure that it's a comfortable stretch and not painful. Nice big breaths in and deep breaths out, and clench the jaw. Excellent job. Inhale, coming all the way back up, spiraling the hands around and just giving them a really nice shake out. So if you can't sit on the heels, just find a comfortable seated position. Take a moment, interlace the fingers and just take some little circles around through the wrists. One way and then back in the opposite direction as well. Good, let's do our forearm warm up now. This is my absolute favourite little starburst. So reach the hands out in front, have the palms facing down toward the floor. Begin to open and close your hands as quickly as you possibly can. See if you can keep your hands synchronized. I always have one that's slightly slower than the other. So keep opening, closing, nice deep breaths. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up in the air. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out to the side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands out in front. Flip the palms to sky. Start again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out to the side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. My goodness me. Give it a good shake out. Well done. Feels like I've just done a session climbing. That is quite intense. Okay, let's make our way onto our all fours again. Starting to find our way into downward facing dog when you're ready. So spread the palms, curl under the toes, and just take your time to come up into your down dog. So pressing the chest back toward the thighs. Bottom nice and high and neck completely relaxed. And take a moment or two here just to pedal out through the feet. Notice what's going on through the backs of the legs this morning. Oh, nice big click. Maybe moving in time with the breath if that feels good for you. And then just starting to find your way to stillness. On your next breath in, soften knees, look forwards and gently step your feet towards your hands. Feet a good hip distance apart. Taking a little neck contraction this morning, so bend into the knees, torso and thighs touch. Interlace the hands, pop them around the back of your head. So try to avoid that urge to yank your head down. Just let the weight of your hands traction up the back of your neck. And gently, slowly begin to sway from left to right. Just releasing out into the back, into the neck and the shoulders. Good, well done. Start to find your way to stillness. Allow the arms to drop down. Take a big inhale. Exhale, draw belly button to spine. Slowly but surely starting to make your way up to your standing position, finding Tadasana at the top of your mat. So if low back is okay, step the feet together. Otherwise you could have the feet hip distance apart. Spread your fingers wide, palms facing forwards, heart space is opening. Take a moment just to feel into the body. So pressing the mat away with the heels, squeezing inner thighs together. Bottom is switched on, belly is drawing in and up, and just keep relaxing through the shoulders and sending them down away from the ears. Finally, it's that sense that the crown of the head is lifting up, magnetically drawn toward the sky. Take another big breath in. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Good. Inhale, reach the arms above the head and look up towards your thumbs. Exhale, soften your knees, forward fold over your thighs, reaching fingertips toward the floor. Inhale, flat back, open up the heart space, either fingertips on the floor or hands onto the shins. Exhale, lower your hands to the mat, step one foot and then the other back to find your high plank, shoulders stack over top of wrists. Use the length of your exhale to lower your knees to the floor and then squeeze elbows tight to side rib cage as you descend all the way down onto chest and belly. Inhale, cobra. Open up the heart space, draw shoulder blades away from the ears, upper body is broad. Exhale, draw the heart space forwards as you come all the way down onto your tummy. Tuck toes, lift the bottom up and back, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths here. So turning your gaze back towards your feet, softening through your neck, let the head hang heavy. Relax into your shoulders to feel that opening up through the upper back space. Hands are spread wide. Inhale, soften knees, look forward, step hop or float yourself to the top of the mat. Find flat back as you arrive, so open up through your heart. And then exhale, melt yourself forwards into your fold, gaze to belly button. Inhale, reach the arms high, gaze towards the thumbs. Exhale, arms down by the side body in Tadasana. Good, keep flowing with breath. Inhale, reach up and gaze up. Exhale, soften your knees and fold yourself forwards. Inhale, open up through the heart space to find flat back. Exhale, step back to find your way to high plank, drawing in the tummy. If you're ready for Chaturanga, feel free to take it on the exhale, otherwise lowering knees, chest and belly to floor. Breathing in, finding your way to upward facing dog or cobra, shoulders drawing away from your ears. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the bottom up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breaths in, extended breaths out. Check in, can you still hear your breath echoing around in your ears? Tune into the breath to clear any chatter through the mind. Next, inhale, soften knees, look ahead, step the feet to hands and lengthen into flat back on arrival. Exhale, come all the way forwards over the thighs, relax the neck. Inhale, reach up through the arms, drishti to thumbs as you reach. Exhale, arms come down by the side body. Final time, inhale, reach up and gaze up. Exhale, soften the knees, forward fold. Breathe in, open the heart space, flat back, draw shoulder blades back in together. Exhale, hands to floor, step hop or float back through your vinyasa. From plank, exhale, coming down through half or full chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog, heart space opens. Exhale, downward facing dog, reach back through the heels. As you inhale, think about lifting up through the bottom a little bit higher, and then as you breathe out, reach the heels in the direction of the floor. Don't worry if they don't touch all the way down. Inhale, look back towards the feet. As you exhale, you're going to turn your heels out ever so slightly so that as you gaze back, the outer edge of the heel lines up with the outer edge of your pinky toe. Good, one more big breath in. Sigh it out, let it go. Inhale, soften knees, look ahead, step hop or float yourself to the top of your mat, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, take the arms high, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, arms down by the side body. Good, some B, step the feet together. Utkatasana, bend your knees. Sweep the arms up alongside the ears, drawing under the tailbone. Exhale, forward fold over the thighs. Inhale, flat back, lift up through your heart space. Exhale, step hop or float back through your vinyasa at your speed. Maybe even closing your eyes as you find your way through those transitions, moving mindfully. Eventually arriving back in downward facing dog, and then on your next inhale, stepping the right foot forwards for warrior one. Reach the arms above the head. Look up. Exhale, hands touch down to the floor, step back into your high plank, lower all the way down. Inhale to your back bend, exhale, downward facing. From there, next breath in, steps left foot forwards to move up into warrior one. Exhale, takes the hands down, stepping back into high plank, lowering with control. That sense of pressing the mat away as you come down. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. 3 nice big breaths here. Start to tune into what's going on within your belly. See if you can feel your internal fire, your agni starting to switch on, starting to fuel this practice. Good. Inhale, soften knees, look ahead. Step hop or float yourself to the top of the mat. Lengthen to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up alongside the ears, Utkatasana. Exhale, come all the way up to the top and release the arms down by the side body. Second round, inhale, bend the knees, sweep up through the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe into flat back, open up the heart. Exhale, step hop or float back through your vinyasa with control. Squeeze the inner thighs together as you lower through half or full chaturanga. And keep that activity through the thighs as you open up into your back bend. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. Moving at your own speed, your next inhale takes you forwards into warrior one. Stretching fingertips up to sky, looking for the thumbs. And then your long exhale lowers hands to the floor, steps back into high plank and comes all the way down in that one big exhale. Inhale, open up the heart space, finding your back bend of choice, breathing out to downward facing. Inhale, left foot comes between the hands for warrior one on the second side, stretch up through fingertips. Exhale, lowering hands to floor as you move back to high plank and lower. Breathing in, opening up through the heart. Exhaling back into downward facing. Taking 3 enormous breaths here. Tune into that breath. Maybe have an intention to move in time with it, no faster, no slower. As we start to heat up through the body, it becomes easier to use our momentum to propel us through our practice, but try to reconnect with this breath as whenever possible. Inhale, soften knees, look forward, step, hop or float to the top of the mat and lift the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Utkatasana, sweep up through the arms. Now exhale, rise up, hands down by the side body. Well done. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep up through the arms, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold over your thighs. This time either coming straight back through your vinyasa, through your down dog, or maybe coming into crow pose, Bakasana. So if you're not sure, hands are a good shoulder distance apart. From there we rise up onto the balls of the feet to lift the sit bones nice and high. We want to keep them lifted here. Looking forwards, maybe taking the knees onto the backs of the upper arms, maybe slotting them into the armpits. It could be possible to lift one set of toes away from the floor and then switch it around to the other foot. It might be possible to lift both feet up and away. Draw in through the tummy, think seat high, gaze forwards. If it's possible for you to spring your feet back into chaturanga, feel free. Otherwise, stepping back into your high plank, lowering with control. Inhale, open your heart space. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Control the length of your exhale. Inhale, right foot between the hands, warrior one. Holding it here this time, reach up through the fingertips. Take a moment just to tune into the alignment through the feet here. If hips are tight, step the back foot out ever so slightly wider so the outer left hip has more space to draw forwards. Inhale, sink a little deeper into the front knee. Exhale, press through the outer edge of your back foot to encourage an external rotation through left upper thigh. Big breaths in. Exhale, soften shoulders from ears. One more. Breathe in, take it to warrior two. Maybe widen the stance slightly. Stretch out through the fingertips. Inhale, gaze toward right hand. Exhale, sink slightly lower into the front knee. Try to ensure that you're not reaching forwards through the right fingertips, keeping shoulders stacked over hips and sinking downwards. Good, big inhales. Exhale, press into the outer edge of the front foot to encourage that external rotation through your front thigh. Triangle, inhale, straighten the front leg, reach right fingertips forwards and revolve your arms around. So keeping as much length through both side waist as you can. As you breathe in, open up through your chest by leaning the upper body back. As you exhale, draw belly button to spine and press your hips slightly further forwards. Trying to keep the rib cage from flaring out of the torso here if at all possible. And then gently sliding the shoulders away from the ears to create a little more space through your neck. Relax your toes. Big breath in. Exhale, look down toward the right big toe, soften into your front knee, rise all the way up to the top with control. Fingertips come to the hips, spiral on the heels to face the back of your mat now. So the back foot moves. You're going to step the back foot in and take your stance slightly wider so feet are at hip distance. All 10 toes point straight ahead. Left hand to low back. Inhale, right arm to sky. Reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, hinge from your hips, come halfway. And then take right hand onto the left shin, or maybe if you can reach the floor, fingertips come down to the mat. Have a moment where you press the right hand into the shin or floor to lift up through your chest, and then exhale, start to revolve through your torso. Option to lengthen left fingertips toward the ceiling if that feels okay in your body. Squeeze the inner thighs together actively. Have a sense with every breath in that you're lengthening out through the crown of the head and the tailbone, creating space. Exhale, allowing yourself to move deeper into that space. Another big breath in. Exhale, turn your gaze to the floor. Soften into front knee. Fingertips to hips, rise up. Good. Swivel on your heels to face the top of your mat. Hands come down to the floor. Option to play around with a couple of little handstand kick-ups here. Lengthening through the left leg. Make sure that left leg is straight. And then see if you can just take a couple of little hops. Maybe see if you can kick your right heel to your bottom. Good. Once you've had a couple of kicks, step back into your high plank and float through your vinyasa slowly with ease, using your strength as you go. Closing off the eyes, bringing the attention inwards, feeling that rush of energy through the body. That sense that our prana is drawing us through the practice. Control your long, slow exhale by taking your Ujjayi breath. Excellent work. Inhale, left foot between the hands, coming up into warrior one. Reaching up through the arms. So again, have a moment here. Don't be afraid to move the feet slightly to get your positioning right. Outer right hip draws forwards here, so maybe the stance widens to hip distance apart. Inhale, sink into front knee. Exhale, press through the outer edge of the back foot. So here, now you can breathe into the front of your right hip flexor. Maybe it's starting to switch on a little bit more. Relax shoulders from ears, unclench your jaw. Inhale, warrior two. Split the arms, take your stance slightly wider. Here you want your wrists to stack over your ankles, so nice long stance. Look towards the left hand and sink slightly lower into the front knee. So if anything, you're stretching through the right fingertips slightly here toward the back of the room. Try to avoid that urge to stretch your left fingertips to the front. Sinking down into the hips, that sense of opening up through left hip by pressing through outer edge of left foot and encouraging an external rotation through your front thigh. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Transitioning to Trikonasana, triangle. Inhale, straighten front leg. Stretch left fingertips forwards, revolve your arms around. Left hand to shin, right fingertips reaching up toward the ceiling. Deep breath up into the right side chest. Revolve heart space to sky. Exhale, curl your tailbone under. Activate through the belly to make your torso very, very compact here. Softening shoulders from ears. Nice big breaths into that deep stretch through right side ribs. Unclench the jaw. Good. Inhale, look down toward the floor. Exhale, soften into the front knee, rise all the way up to the top. Fingertips to hips coming into our twisted triangle. So looking toward the back of the mat now. Swiveling on the heels to face the back of the mat. Yep, step the back foot in a little way. And then take your stance slightly wider, so feet to hip distance. All 10 toes pointing straight ahead. Right hand to low back. Inhale, left arm up alongside the ears. Stretch up. Exhale, come halfway down. Now reach through left fingertips even further. Left hand comes onto the front of the right shin or fingertips to the mat. Breathe in, press the floor or the shin away, lift up through the heart space and begin to turn. Option to lengthen your right arm to sky. Nice deep breaths here. Pull up through both thighs, squeeze inner thighs together. And breathe. Relaxing through the jaw slightly. Inhale. Exhale, look down, soften into front knee, fingertips to hips, rise all the way up to the top. Spiraling to face the front of your mat once more. Lower your hands down to the floor. Coming through your little handstand kick-ups if that feels good for you today. Gazing slightly further forwards. Now, if this right leg is all bent and floppy, you're not going to go anywhere. So point through the toes, reach up, activating the thigh, gazing forwards, and then see if you can kick your left heel to left bottom. Good. Once you've taken a couple of little kicks up, step back into your high plank. Exhale, press the mat away as you lower down through chaturanga or half. Inhale, open up through the heart space, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Good work, everyone. Inhale, soften both knees, look ahead. Step hop or float yourself to the top of the mat. Lengthen into flat back as you arrive. Lift up through your heart. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms above the head, coming up to stand. Exhale, arms down by the side body, Tadasana. Close your eyes and breathe. Tune into the beat of your heart. Feel that prana, that energy rushing through the full body here. Good. Flicker the eyes open and step your feet together. Keep the arms alongside the body and draw in your belly. Begin to stretch your left leg back into warrior three. Upper body starts to tilt forwards as the left leg rises. Eventually, perhaps the left heel comes to the same height as your hip. Hold it here, lengthen through the crown of the head, stretch through the back toes. Finding our way from here into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Right fingertips touching down to the floor under shoulder. Left hand either resting on the hip or maybe even stretching up toward the sky. Open up through both hips here. Option, if you want to take it, to bend the top knee and to take hold of the top of your left foot. If you want to come deeper still, you're very welcome to take hold of the top foot with both hands. Good. Inhale, look down to the floor. Release the grip of the foot if you have it. Take both hands flat to the mat now. Standing split, stretch up through your left leg even further. Turn your drishti to right big toe. Option to walk the hands slightly closer here. And see if you can draw your torso any further toward the right thigh. Soldier pose variation for those of you who want it. Bend the left knee. This time opposite hand to foot, so right hand comes and takes hold of the top of your left foot. Good, take a nice big breath in, draw heel to butt. Exhale, fold yourself a little bit deeper. See if you can stretch left knee towards sky. Nice work. Gently release, left foot to floor. Feet a good mat width apart now. Take the bottom down, finding your way into Malasana, yogic squat. Hands moving into prayer position at your heart center. I'll swivel around so that you can see. So if Malasana isn't good for your body, sit your butt to floor, soles of feet together, knees wide. But if you're in your squat, feeling free to come a little bit deeper now. Take the left hand down to the floor, stretch your right arm up toward the ceiling and turn your drishti toward the top thumb to open your chest. Option to start to work your way into a bind. Right hand coming behind the back, lift up the bottom slightly, slide the left arm underneath and see if you can take hold of opposite fingertips. If you can't, don't worry, just keep reaching in that direction. Try to keep rolling the right shoulder open and opening your heart space toward the ceiling. Good. Option here to transition into bird of paradise. Turn your gaze down to the mat and lift your bottom high. feet come parallel now. Begin to transition your weight into your right foot and see if you can start to lift your left foot away. It might be that you're just playing with lifting the toes away from the mat. It might be that you're pressing the floor away with the right foot and starting to lift your chest up. Left toes are active as you lift. Can't get higher than there today. Can't lose some grip. If you're able to extend out through the left leg, feel free. I'm not even going to attempt it. And then when you're ready, come all the way down. Have no balance today. Release the arms when you get down into that nice wide-footed forward fold. Take a big breath in. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. And then soften into the knees and take a slow, steady spinal roll all the way up to standing. Well done. Roll the shoulders back at the top. Step the feet together. Tadasana, palms face forwards. Second side. So breathing in, start to stretch your right leg back and behind you. Point through your toes, upper body begins to move down. Try to keep the outer right hip rolling down toward the floor. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Left fingertips come to the mat just underneath the shoulder. Right hand comes onto your hip, or maybe you're reaching right hand up toward the ceiling. If you took the variation on the first side, bending the top knee and taking hold of the foot, you're very welcome to take that variation again here. And if you held onto the top foot with both hands, again, you're very welcome to have a play. Keep your breath strong, your drishti constant. And then gently release, spiral top hand down to the floor, soldier pose, stretch your right leg high. So you can stay in this standing split. You might be walking your hands a little closer to the front foot, but if you're moving to full soldier, then bend the right knee again and see if you can take hold of it with the opposite hand. So left hand to top of right foot this time. Good, keep that sense of really lengthening the right knee up toward the ceiling. Breathing into the deep stretch in the back of your left leg. Soften the jaw. Good, gently release that grip on the foot. Take the right foot down to the floor. Take the feet mat distance apart, Malasana, bend the knees, sit the bottom down toward the heels. So again here you can take the Baddha Konasana variation if that feels better in your body. Otherwise, coming into your twist, right hand to floor this time, left arm opens up toward the ceiling. So find as much space through the front of your chest as you possibly can. If you're binding or moving towards a bind, left hand comes behind you. You can lift up your seat and then see if you can take right fingertips to join. Look down toward the floor. Lift the bottom high, turn your toes to face inwards. Now here is your opportunity to start to play around with taking the weight into the left leg and seeing if you can lift the right toes away from the floor. I've got a really sore hip this morning, so I'm just going to stay here. So try and listen to your body. If it's not working for you today, that's fine. Just stay where it feels most comfortable for you. So if you're up, maybe you're extending out through the leg. And then when you're ready, coming all the way down, finding your way to Malasana. And then we'll drop the bottom down to the floor from here. Well done. Stretch the legs out in front. Give them a good old shake around. Let it go. Maybe give the legs a bit of a pat down if you need. Well done. Let's take it into a bit of a straddle from here. So take the feet as wide as feels comfortable for you. If you're rounding through low back, sitting flat to the floor, take a cushion and just slide it underneath your seat for a bit of extra support. Take the hands underneath the back of the thighs and just move the flesh out slightly. So you have that sense that you're sitting on the front of your hip bones. Flex through all of your toes, point the elbows, the knees toward the sky. And from here we're going to take a little forward fold. Let's start with the hands behind us today. So as you take the fingertips to floor, slide shoulder blades back in together, heart space opens. As you exhale, gently tilting yourself forwards from your pelvis. Now as soon as you start to round through the upper body, just back off slightly. You want to keep that length in the front and the back of your body. Close your eyes, tuck your chin to chest, and gently, slowly allow yourself to move deeper. Take some time just to connect with your deep breath here. Focus on really lengthening out your exhales so that you give your body a little bit more time to open up. Unclench your jaw, relax into your shoulders, and just let everything hang forwards. Feet are active, toes are flexing. And well done, and then breathe in, rise all the way up to the top. Good job, everyone. Take the hands underneath the backs of the thighs, draw the legs together nice and slowly and give them a well-deserved shake out. Excellent job. Take your right heel towards your pubic bone and let's come into a little heron pose from here. So bringing the sole of your left foot to the floor to begin so that you can take hold of the outer edge of your foot. So balancing on the sit bones here as you lift your left foot away from the floor. Now don't worry about getting this left leg straight. Try to keep your belly and your thigh completely sandwiched together here. Big breath in. As you exhale, maybe you're reaching the left foot a little further away from you to lengthen out through the leg. But again, maintain that connection between belly and thigh. Keep sliding shoulder blades away from the ears. If you can, take hold of the outer edge of your left foot with your right hand and take a little twist towards your left. So the left hand comes down to the mat behind you. I'll swivel so that you can see if you're not sure. Good, inhale, come back to center. Swap sides, so the left foot comes down, the heels toward the pubic bone. Bring the sole of your right foot to the floor, taking hold of the outer edges of the right foot to lift the heel away. Now torso and thighs stay in contact, reaching through the right heel maybe to lengthen out through the leg. It doesn't have to be straight here, don't worry about that leg being completely poker straight. Flexing through the toes, nice big breaths into the right hamstring. Relax the jaw. Good, left hand to the outer edge of right foot if you're moving into your twist. Right hand comes to the floor behind you. Inhale deeply. Exhale, soften your belly and start to turn through the torso. Good, breathe in, face the front. Releasing that right foot to the floor. Scoot yourself a little further forward so that you've got lots of space behind you. And come into Navasana, boat pose. So hands behind the thighs, floating the heels away from the floor. Try to line the heels up with your knees and then stretch the arms out in front, reaching fingertips in the direction of your toes. Squeeze everything into center line. If you want to come deeper today, you can lengthen out through the legs, but don't allow the upper body to collapse down. Keep that sense of squeezing thighs to chest and chest to thighs. Well done. Low boat, start to come down. Draw belly button to spine. Keep the upper back lifted away from the floor, the legs straight and strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down onto your back. Really well done. Hug your knees towards your chest. Just take a gentle rock from left to right. Excellent work. Now we're going to move through a couple of back bends this morning. So you can either take a couple of rounds of bridge a couple of rounds of wheel, one of each. Just listen to what feels best in your body. I'm going to talk through one round of bridge and then one round of wheel. So remember, you don't have to do the wheel, just if it feels okay for you. Feet are hip distance. Reach your fingertips down alongside the body, and you want to roughly be able to tap the tip of your middle finger toward the back of your heels. Now imagine that you're squeezing a football between the thighs, holding everything into the center line. Take a nice big breath in. On your exhale, press down through the heels and start to lift up through the spine. Chest rises here. Look straight up. Option to maybe walk the shoulder blades a little bit deeper underneath you. Maybe you're interlacing the fingers and pressing your forearms into the floor. So nice deep breaths here. Relax into your jaw, relax into your belly. And also try to keep the buttock soft here as well if you can. So you're not squeezing the bottom, you're actually trying to relax it. Perhaps there's a sense that you're energetically, so without moving the feet, drawing your heels back towards your shoulders. Notice how the hamstrings switch on. 2 more big breaths. Well done. Gently begin to release. Come down. Avoid the urge to hug the knees into the chest. Walk the feet wide, let the knees knock together. And just take a moment, close the eyes. Allow your energy to settle. Feel the prana pulsing through your body. Really well done. Coming now into a second bridge or into a wheel. So if you need me to talk you through wheel, I will do it this time. So, same setup for bridge in terms of tips of fingertips touching the backs of the heels, feet hip distance, nice big breath into belly. Exhale, press the mat away with the heels and lift up through your chest. So if you're staying in bridge, feel free. If you're coming deeper, hands come either side of your head, the fingertips are pointing back toward the shoulders. Now, if you're very tight through the shoulders, take your hands slightly wider. You might even have the little fingers lining up with the outer edge of the mat. Take another big breath in. On your exhale, press through the center of the palms, lift up through the chest, and you might just stay with the crown of your head to the floor to begin. Otherwise, you're pressing again through the palms, sending the heart space up and back to the wall behind you, feeling that opening through the front body. Gently draw belly button to spine, so low back is nice and long, and also press through the heels, so the legs are still really working here. 2 more breaths. Well done. Gently tuck chin to chest. Begin to lower yourself down with control. And again, when you get to the bottom, don't hug the knees in. Take the feet mat width apart. Let the knees knock together. So we're not going from extreme back bend to extreme forward bend by drawing the knees to chest. We're just giving our spine a moment or two to neutralize and settle. So maybe you're drawing the belly button towards spine and feeling the low back press down into the mat. Just soaking in the energy, the prana that you've created in your body. Well done, and taking it into happy baby from here. So now knees drawing toward the chest, but take the knees wide so that they're almost slotting into the armpits, holding back to the thighs or reaching up for the ankles or maybe even the outer edges of the feet. And again, have that sense of pressing your back against the floor. Low back is grounded. And you can take a little sway left to right here, but you can keep it static if you prefer. Ensure the eyes are closed. And just start to allow your breath to return to its more natural rhythm. maybe again just checking in on how you're feeling physically, but also energetically, checking in on your mood, perhaps the energy levels, noticing a change there. Well done. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees come wide, so coming into a little Baddha Konasana variation. If it's too much to hold the outer edges of the feet, hold onto your shins or your ankles. Gently allow your heels to drop down in the direction of your pubic bone and your knees to go wider. Close your eyes if you haven't done so already. And just let everything sink down into the floor. Back of the head, shoulders, bottom. Everything grounded, everything supported. Good, and then drawing both knees into your chest, give them a little loving squeeze towards you. Big inhale. Exhale, curl your nose up to your knees, round everything into the centre line, squeezing everything inwards and downwards, and then big breath out, coming all the way into your Shavasana, your relaxation. So you might want to stretch the legs out along the mat, but if that doesn't feel so good on the low back, again, Baddha Konasana legs, soles of feet together, and your knees wide. So just make any adjustments that you need to get completely comfortable and settled. Finding stillness when you can. Allowing the breath to start to settle down. A sense that the body is growing heavier. And just observe the movement of your breath. Allow those voices in your head to quieten. Try to avoid going back into memories or moving your mind forwards into anticipation of what's to come in the rest of your day. Try to remain anchored in this moment simply by watching the rise and fall of your breath. Taking this time with nothing else to do and nowhere else to be, to completely relax. So if you do have slightly longer today and wish to stay in Shavasana, then please feel free to soak it up as long as you can. But if you need to be making your way, then just start to gently bring a little bit of movement back to your fingers and your toes. Perhaps from there, eventually taking some rotations through ankles, through wrists, And when it feels right for you, stretching the arms above your head, legs away, full body stretch. Take some time, hug knees to chest, and just rock yourself over to whichever side feels most comfortable for you, and pause there. And just check in, soaking in everything that nourishes you from your practice and leaving everything else behind. Maybe there's a little intention that you want to set for the rest of your day. And then take your time, come to a comfortable seat. And once you get there, just bring the hands to prayer position at your heart center and bow your chin into your chest. Closing our practice with the sound of Om. Inhaling deeply. Take a moment, just let that vibration sink into your body. Acknowledge all the hard work that you've done today on your yoga mat. Take that energy, that motivation on with you into the rest of your day. Hands moving to prayer position between the eyebrows, lengthen tall. Peace in your thoughts. Take your prayer hands in front of your lips. Peace in your words and in front of your heart. Peace in your actions. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for your hard work today. Really, really well done. I hope you enjoyed the practice and that you are feeling very energized and ready for your day. If you haven't done so already, please feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can also turn on the notifications for when I'm going live or for when I'm planning to do a live stream. And if you would like to make any kind of contribution towards these classes, you're very welcome to do so. Any contributions are gratefully received. There is a link on my website, sjgreenyoga.co.uk, on the online classes page. If you're not sure, then please feel free to get in contact with me directly and I can guide you as to where to go. If you're not able to make any contributions, don't worry, that's fine, but I would really, really appreciate it if you could share my classes with a friend, a family member, whoever might be interested. Text them, WhatsApp them, tag somebody in social media, or just post it on your social media account. That would be incredible. Thank you so much for joining me once more. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you again on the mat very, very soon. Thank you.